Hey, I'm Jonathan with Acoustic Sounds in Salina, Kansas, and today we're going to be going over the new releases for September 20th, 2024. There has been a release update for the next two Steely Dan UHQRs. Unfortunately, we've just received word from Universal that the release dates for both Katy Lied and The Royal Scam must be pushed back. This is a decision beyond our control, and we apologize for the delays. We will keep you updated on the exact timeline, but for now it looks like Katy Lied is slated for early 2025. New from the MRC Acoustic Sound series, Sarah Vaughan, Sassy, and this was mastered by Ryan K. Smith from the original Analogue master tape at Sterling Sound and pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180 gram vinyl and placed in a Stoughton tip-on jacket. New from Aconi Records, Gillian Welsh, Soul Journey. David Rawlings, Poor David's Almanac. And Willie Watson, Folk Singer Volume 2. And all three of these titles were mastered from their original Analogue master tapes and pressed at Paramount Pressing in Denver, Colorado. New from the Rhino High Fidelity series, Grateful Dead, American Beauty. And Miles Davis, Tutu. And both of these titles were mastered by Kevin Gray from the original Analogue master tape at Coherent Audio and pressed at Optimal in Germany. Up for pre-order this week from Capitol, coming November 22nd, the Beatles' 1964 US albums in mono, and this is a 180 gram 8 LP box set which contains 7 Beatles albums including a box set exclusive, The Beatles Story, and these are all analog cut from the original mono masters by Kevin Reeves at Nashville's East Iris studio, and the titles are also being released individually as 180 gram pressings: A Hard Day's Night, Beatles 65, Meet the Beatles, Something New, the Beatles' second album, and the early Beatles. From Mobile Fidelity with an arrival date yet to be announced, Miles Davis, Miles Smiles, and this is a limited numbered edition pressed on 180 gram super vinyl at Fidelity Pressings. Coming in September from Impex, a hybrid multi-channel SACD of Modern Cool by Patricia Barber, and another disc coming October 25th from Rhino, Graham Central Station's self-titled album, and this is going to be a Quadio Blu-ray audio disc. And then coming next week, September 27th, from the Analogue Productions Pablo series, The Gifted Ones by Count Basie and Dizzy Gillespie, and a celebration of Duke featuring Zoot Sims, Sarah Vaughan, Clark Terry, and Quadrant, and both of these titles were mastered by Matthew Luthans from the original Analogue master tape at the Mastering Lab at Blue Heaven Studios and are pressed on 180 gram vinyl at QRP. New from Decca, Dorothy Ashby, Afro Harping, a deluxe edition remastered from the original quarter-inch tapes and pressed in Germany. From MCA Nashville, Brenda Lee, Greatest Hits. From Verve, 2 titles from the Great Women of Song series, Peggy Lee and Shirley Horn. From Concord, Nubia Garcia, Odyssey. From Republic Records, Nelly Furtado, 7, a limited edition on silver vinyl. From Capitol, Katy Perry, 143, on silver vinyl. From Island Records, Chapel Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, on coral vinyl. From Parlophone, Jethro Tull, a live album, Bursting Out, and this is the Steven Wilson remix. From Rhino, Fleetwood Mac, Mirage Tour 82. 2 Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons titles, Greatest 60s Hits and Greatest 70s Hits, and both are limited edition pressings on sea blue vinyl. The rest of these titles from Rhino are also a limited edition on sea blue vinyl: The Best of Randy Newman, Yes, the Yes album, a Steven Wilson remix, Rod Stewart, Footloose and Fancy Free, and 3 titles from the Rhino Now Playing series: Van Morrison, George Benson, and Hall & Oates. From Grateful Dead Productions, Duke 78, and Shakedown Street, also on sea blue vinyl. From Inside Recordings, Jackson Browne, For Every Man. From None Such, Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway, Into the Wild. From Warner Brothers, Cher, Forever, a limited remastered edition on crystal clear vinyl. From BMG, Motley Crue, The Dirt soundtrack. Johnny Marr plus the Healers, Boom Slang. From Atlantic, Phil Collins, both sides, all the sides, half-speed mastered version with a booklet. From Capitol Nashville, Keith Urban, High. From Soul Jazz Records, various artists, Soul Jazz Records presents Studio One Soul 2, a limited edition on yellow vinyl. From Candid, Simon Moliere, Elements of Light. Chick Corea Electric Band, Eye of the Beholder. From Strut, Experience Unlimited, Free Yourself. From Sundazed, Eddie Quinteros, A Go-Go. From Matador, 3 remastered titles from Butthole Surfers, Locust Abortion Technician, Hairway to Steven, and Cream Corn from the Socket of Davis. From One Little Indian, Cody Chestnut, The Headphone Masterpiece. From Ear Music, Skid Row, Live in London. From Legacy, 3 half-speed mastered pressings from Sade, Soldier of Love, Lovers Rock, and Love Deluxe. And all of these are 180-gram vinyl and pressed from high-resolution digital transfers of the stereo master mixes from the original studio recordings, remastered at half speed at Abbey Road Studios. From Elektra, Warren Zevon, self-titled. From Bomp Records, Iggy Pop and James Williamson, Kill City. From Motown, various artists, Motown Christmas Ones. From Universal, Lorena McKennitt, A Midwinter's Night Dream. And now it's time for an employee pick, and this week's pick comes from Matt in customer service, who many of you may have spoken with on the phone already, and his pick was Folk Singer by Muddy Waters. I grew up in Kansas and lived here until I moved to Memphis, Tennessee when I was 20. I lived there for 3 years, where I was truly introduced to the blues. I had enjoyed the blues growing up, but was surrounded by it in the South. My wife and her family are from Clarksdale, Mississippi, where the blues are lived every day through rich history and live music every night. We spent a lot of time in Clarksdale and had the opportunity to hear some great musicians. One of my favorite blues artists is Muddy Waters, and one of the best blues albums is Folk Singer, and this version is mastered by Bernie Grudman and pressed at Quality Record Pressings. If you appreciate the blues in any way, you will love this album. Thank you, Matt. Additionally, it has been 1 year since we started doing these new release videos, so we wanted to say thank you to everyone that's been joining us every week. It's been a lot of fun, and we are really happy and excited to continue to be doing this. So, thank you again. And with that, that wraps up the new releases this week at Acoustic Sounds for September 20th, 2024. As always, the links to everything you saw in the video will be available on our website through links in the description below. And if you aren't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel and the email newsletter in the footer of our website, and follow us on any social media platforms that you use. Thank you.
Please like and subscribe for more audiophile content.